This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Missy Kohler. News 25, local news you can count on. Today's news is brought to you in part by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrump's optometrist since 1990, offering full spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
It's Monday, February 8th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. I hope you had a great weekend.
I'm Missy Kohler. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Well, the Nye County Sheriff's Office and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were dispatched to the area of West and Wilson Street Sunday night for a reported stabbing. The Sheriff's Office closed off the area as they searched for the suspect, but Fire Chief Scott Lewis says the victim had not actually been stabbed.
Crews were dispatched for a report of a stabbing. The patient was in the care of the Sheriff's Office. When crews arrived, they completed an assessment and found that it wasn't consistent with an actual stabbing, but more of some abrasions, possibly from a domestic. Crews investigated a little bit further. The patient signed AMA, which means they went against medical advice to be transported to the hospital.
A homeless couple seen running from a burning shed in Pahrump is detained for questioning by Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies.
Crews were dispatched for a report of a structure fire. As they were responding, the Sheriff's Office arrived on location, informing that it was a working structure with smoke showing. Crews arrived to find an accessory outbuilding. They quickly determined that the fire was mostly on the inside from another type of fire used to probably keep warm. Had extended, quickly extinguished it. There was no extension to any other structures. There was two people observed running from the scene. They were later detained by the Sheriff's Office. Investigation was complete and they were released.
Jessica Barlow is the passerby who helped direct deputies to the man and woman. Barlow first noticed the shed on fire at the corner of Lola Lane and Basin Avenue, then saw the man and woman fleeing the scene. Barlow followed them until deputies caught up with the couple in the desert between Fairbanks Street and Alaska Way. The couple told officers they are homeless and they caught the shed on fire by accident while trying to stay warm inside. The couple was released from custody, and once reunited, they embraced each other before walking away down the street. It turns out Barlow, the woman who followed them, works at Nevada Outreach. When we spoke with her at the scene, she told us she's working to get the couple some help so they can get off the street and into a safe place to stay.
And an accident late this afternoon causes significant damage to two trucks.
Nevada Highway Patrol, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies, and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were dispatched to a two-vehicle accident late this afternoon on a dirt road behind the Holiday Inn Express. They eventually located the two vehicles, with one person entrapped off a Wheeler Pass Road. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue medics were able to extricate that individual who was mechanically entrapped. One person was transported to Desert View Hospital by ground ambulance. Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating the cause of this accident. Both vehicles, which are pickup trucks, sustained major damage.
Nevada Highway Patrol investigators are trying to determine what caused a deadly crash in northern Nye County.
A truck driver was killed and another critically hurt when three tractor trailers collided Sunday morning on Nevada 318 just south of the Sunnyside Rest Area. That's about 60 miles south of Ely. NHP says a truck hauling three tanker trailers of diesel fuel was heading north when the driver veered into oncoming traffic. The truck sideswiped one tractor trailer, then hit another tractor trailer head-on. The driver of the northbound diesel fuel truck died at the scene. The driver of the tractor trailer that was hit head-on was flown to a St. George, Utah hospital with life-threatening injuries. The driver of the truck that was sideswiped was not hurt. The crash caused thousands of gallons of diesel fuel to spill from the ruptured tankers. The highway was shut down for hours as crews cleaned up the wreckage and the fuel spill, and troopers investigated.
Well, I don't know about you, but it was great just to see a football game yesterday. And, of course, the Super Bowl for the second time in franchise history. The Buccaneers are Super Bowl champions. And for the seventh time, Tom Brady is also a Super Bowl champion. Brady won out Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs on Sunday night, keeping them from repeating as Super Bowl champs. He completed 21 of 29 passes for 201 yards and 3 touchdowns to no interceptions. He also got help, of course, from running backs Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. 89 yards and 1 score in the Bucs' 39-9 touchdown score there.
It was a good game, fun to watch.
I had a lot of fun. I even liked the halftime show. And they did have some good commercials as well.
There were good commercials, and there was also the part that nobody saw because they went to commercial break when the fan ran on the field and proceeded to take some clothes off.
Yeah.
They
See, I
got
missed
chased
that. I told you I was smoking some pork and obviously.
You were busy.
I missed that
Don't
part.
worry, you won't miss it. It's on social media.
I got to watch that.
We'll be back with more News 25 in just a few.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by Pahrump Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 10,054, open to our veterans and our community. Stop by or give them a call.
Welcome back. Thanks for being with us. You may soon be able to get a COVID vaccine at your local pharmacy. Workers at Amazon warehouse in Alabama are voting to unionize, and Peloton sales are surging. Here's your Business First Brief.
Topping our news, the government is shipping doses of COVID-19 vaccines directly to pharmacies this week. The Biden administration is also exploring options to increase the manufacturing of Johnson & Johnson's vaccine, now under review. J&J applied last week for emergency authorization of its vaccine. Amazon lost a big one. The National Labor Relations Board says the world's largest e-tailer will not be able to postpone a closely watched union vote at a warehouse in Bessemer, Alabama. Workers at that warehouse will begin casting ballots by mail today. Amazon officials had pushed for an in-person election. And Peloton continues to pedal in big bucks. Quarterly sales topped $1 billion as Americans rush to buy the stationary bike. However, the company will be spending $100 million to improve bike deliveries. There's a serious delivery problem.
Thanks, Angela. Well, the family of a woman struck and killed by a vehicle last week here in Pahrump has started a GoFundMe campaign to raise money for her funeral expenses.
40-year-old Nereda Ramirez was walking with her 6-year-old daughter and their dog when she was struck and killed by a vehicle on Fontana Street. Now, a friend has created a GoFundMe account to help cover funeral expenses and living expenses for her husband, Juan Carlos, and the couple's 3 children. As of earlier today, more than 200 people had donated nearly $22,000, just a few thousand shy of the $25,000 goal. If you'd like to help, just go to GoFundMe.com and search Juan Carlos Ramirez. We also have a link on Facebook at Local Pahrump.
The Nye County Board of County Commissioners met for a special meeting on Tuesday, February 4th to work on the Nye County COVID relief program and policy.
Nye County received funds from the Federal CARES Act program to distribute to businesses that applied and were approved throughout Nye County. Funds that were not allocated through the CARES Act program are now part of the Nye County COVID relief program. The commissioners have authorized $1.9 million through this program. The Nye County Finance Department will monitor and oversee the receipt and disbursement and use of the funds. The meeting on Tuesday was an opportunity for the Grants Department to offer policy for the administration of the funds and those who apply and meet eligibility requirements. This program may cover costs that were incurred after the March 16, 2020 declaration of emergency in the state of Nevada due to COVID-19 pandemic. Eligible users include the public and small businesses. The small business programs will allow owners to apply for PPE reimbursement, rent assistance, and working capital. Public programs can apply for rental and mortgage assistance and public assistance administered by nonprofits, also direct utility assistance. The Nye County COVID Relief Program will also offer eligible small businesses an opportunity to apply for working capital. Businesses will have to prove financial losses incurred during COVID. Small business organizations, nonprofits, or companies with 30 or fewer employees as of March 15, 2020 would be eligible to apply and would be required to submit documentation with their application to prove eligibility. The commissioners discussed exactly what documentation would be needed to apply with the goal of keeping things as simple as possible and listened to public comment for other ideas and recommendations. There are other policies that the commissioners will work over before the program is complete and ready to accept applications, but relief for small businesses is on the way. Several other policy items were continued for discussion on February 18th at 10 a.m.
Well, Nevada Governor Steve Sisolak is concerned about a growing trend involving the distribution of the COVID-19 vaccines. So he's announcing a new initiative to address where the vaccine doses are going and who's giving them.
As the state's immunization team has said from the start of this effort, we are focused on vaccinating as many Nevadans as possible, as quickly as our allocation allows. One of the major challenges we have identified is equity and fairness. The Nevada COVID-19 vaccine playbook was recently updated to incorporate recommendations provided by a number of state and community partners who support equitable practices in public health and other adjustments to meet the unique needs of Nevada's population. Clark County is facing an equity crisis. It must stop. As a former Clark County commissioner, I know these zip codes well. I am alarmed at what I am seeing. What the data shows is clear. There is a disparity in who is receiving the vaccine that does not reflect the demographics of that region. Additionally, the zip codes that continue to experience the highest number of COVID-19 cases are the same zip codes with the lowest frequency of vaccinations. That makes no sense. To help ensure that this pattern of inequity stops now, I am announcing a Fairness and Equity Initiative led by our state immunization team to get Southern Nevada back on track. They will be tasked with confirming that equity remains a cornerstone of all our efforts. Under this initiative, the state will work with the Clark County Emergency Management and Southern Nevada Health District in the immediate time to clarify prioritization lines, support fair access to vaccines throughout site selection, and equitable allocation across communities. Updates and progress will be reported publicly to the COVID-19 Mitigation and Management Task Force. Vaccines are a scarce resource, and they are in high demand right now. I get it. That's why the Nevada Playbook supports equitable vaccine distribution. We have to manage this process fairly and equitably while we wait for more doses.
Clinical trials on prescription strength fish oil. We'll tell you all about that just after the break, so stay with us.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by Canyon Ridge Periodontics. Give them a call at 702-966-0302.
Thanks for staying with us. An international clinical trial finds prescription strength fish oil may not help your heart. Dr. Stephen Nissen is a cardiologist at Cleveland Clinic and led the research team.
A very high dose of a very powerful fish oil, very effective fish oil, didn't produce any reduction in the risk of heart attack, stroke, or death. That was the really important finding from the trial, that fish oil simply doesn't produce a cardiovascular benefit.
Researchers looked at data from more than 13,000 people around the world being treated with a statin, which lowers cholesterol levels in the body. That means they're also at higher risk of suffering a major cardiac event, like a heart attack or stroke. Participants were given either a high-dose prescription fish oil or a corn oil placebo. Ultimately, researchers found no significant reduction in heart attack, stroke, or death for the people taking high-dose fish oil. Those in the fish oil group were also 69% more likely to develop an irregular heartbeat. Dr. Nissen says the medical community will need to take another look at how fish oil is prescribed.
I'm actually concerned that fish oil is used very widely without very good evidence of benefit, and I think we're going to have to come to terms with that problem.
Remember, it's important to talk to your doctor before starting or stopping any medication, including over-the-counter supplements. If you're interested in learning more, complete results for this study can be found in the Journal of the American Medical Association.
Well, thank you so much to Brad Francis for that report. You know, Darbie is with a very energetic dog today named Pete. We're going to head to her, who is at Desert Haven Animal Society, to show us Pete, who's available for adoption right now.
Today's Save a Pet is proudly sponsored by Jason Ernest with Mountain West Lawyers. Call 775-727-9500.
Hi, I'm Darbie here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Pete. Pete is an American Staffordshire Terrier mix. He is mainly all white, but has some beautiful, ginormous freckle spots of brown. He also has a little ring around his front eye. and he does have a lot of scarring. It does look like Pete was in a previous situation that was abusive, that where he probably fought. So Pete is very, very, very friendly, extremely social, immediately came out, socialized with all of us. He is a very strong dog though. So he needs to be going into a home where, one, he can get a lot of exercise, two, the owner has a very strong sense of leadership for him, and three, he has a very secure yard. We have been told that he likes to jump fences, so he needs to have an extremely secure yard and lots of exercise so that it doesn't even tempt him to jump a fence. If you want to come and see Pete or any of his friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, give them a call ahead of time, 775-751-7020. You can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. I hope you all had a wonderful Super Bowl weekend. Man, it got actually nice, like 70 degrees. What is this weather we've got? Well, we got some clouds. We had some sun break through this afternoon. It's looking like a gorgeous day out there, and we will tell you all about the weather you can expect this next week when we return.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Did you recover from your Super Bowl disappointment or celebration? It was kind of a fun game. I didn't have a dog in the fight. I was feeling pretty good about it. Now I'm feeling pretty good about Fernley, because look at them, 56 degrees, wonderful weather. 35 for a low tonight. Out in Fallon, it's 59 degrees for a high, 36 for low. In Carson City, you won the stink hole, coldest spot on the high temperature map. It's 54 degrees is all you get today in Carson City. 35 for a low. Out in Tonopah, you're splitting the honors on the chill spot with Goldfield. Look at that. Both of you got lows of 32. A little bit warmer in Goldfield as we head on down the map. Beatty, 67 degrees for a high, 41 for a low. Amargosa, 69 for a high today, 42 for low. Now in Las Vegas, they achieved room temperature, 70 degrees. Way to go, Vegas. Yeah, 47 for a low tonight. And out in Death Valley, Pleasant, 78 degrees for a high, 52 for low. And here in the paradise of Pahrump, where the grass is green and the air is pure, and it's jam night at Sullivan's on Sunday. It's 65 degrees currently. 69 was our high today. A little bit of wind, not too much, 8 miles an hour. 18% humidity, but we're getting some clouds in, and we'll see some clouds this week. Sun rose this morning gloriously at 6:38, and it's setting right now, 5:18 p.m. Near enough to right now. It's still going down. Low tonight, we'll see about 46 degrees, east-southeasterly winds to 8 miles per hour, and the humidity kicking up as the cloud cover covers us. Here, let's look at this for the week. Yeah, look at all that. Cloud. Pretty nice temperatures. Highs until Saturday should be shooting up to dang near 70 degrees. Lows at night in the lower 40s. And then Sunday, it seems like somebody's letting the air out of the balloon. We're missing about 10 degrees of temperature Saturday from Saturday to Sunday. 61, 58 for a high on Monday, 39s for lows. I don't know. That sounds like a problem for future, Johnny. I don't think I'm going to worry about it too much. But we'll let you know if anything else develops on this. And hope you're enjoying your Monday. Back to the desk. It's Missy, Indiana.
So, all right. Well, there you go. That's it, John. Well, we saw that it was going to drop down on Monday, but still not that bad.
I've got no complaints. None at all.
None at all. She's coming from Alaska. So this weather's perfect. So perfect for us here in Nevada. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
I'm Missy Kohler. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.
Good night.